What's going on, you guys? So check it, right? There's no denying that 2021 has been a great year musically, with a couple of artists dropping really dope projects. I mean, just to name a few, we had Aries with Today's Tragedy, Tomorrow's Memory. We had Blackie with Before Now, 25K with Pele Machiavelli, MT with Logan, Diamonds with In the Trap, Words with Product of a Praying Mother, The Big Hash with Aries, Pretty Ugly with Soil, and many more, guys. Like, the list goes on. So you get my point though, but this vid isn't about them. They already made 2021 dope. I mean, this vid is more so about the artists who will be dropping in 2022 and the artists who need to drop in 2022. So let's get into the artists who will be dropping next year. So far as it stands, we have the dealer himself, Zucchini Coco, who has confirmed that he will be dropping his highly anticipated project, Anxiety Plus, which is the follow-up to Anxiety. So Zucci hasn't put out a solo effort in 2 years now because he has been pushing for his own niggas to make it big individually. I mean, 25K came through with one of the best albums out this year, and Diamonds came through with a really dope project. So it's clear that Zucci has been more focused on Piff Audio, you know, working as an exec, as well as putting more focus on his production capabilities. But on the 25th of Feb 2022, it all changes and the spotlight will once again be on him. And I will say, I'm looking really forward to hearing what this nigga has been cooking. I mean, we got a small taste with his first single, Talk Sick. So you know Zucci never disappoints, and there's only a few months left, or you could say a few weeks left, till we get the project. So be out on the look for it. Next up, we have Flame, who just recently dropped his 4-track EP, While You Wait. Guys, it's a really dope EP, by the way, so check it out if you haven't already. But we have been waiting for him to come out with a full-length project, and with him confirming that Jeremih 2 is done, it's probably around the corner. So even though we don't have a confirmed release date set in place, I do believe that he will be dropping the project or album come next year. I mean, he has been teasing us pretty much the whole year with these endless snippets of his songs, as well as also teasing us with a few surprise features that he might have in store for us. So it's only a matter of time till we get a project from him. The last artist we have dropping an album in 2022 is none other than Shane Eagle, and he actually came out with a bold statement in that he'll drop the best rap project in Africa again, and that his album is nothing to play with. Now, we all know how good of an album Yellow was, and he's already forecasting that his next album will be the best in the whole continent. And I will say though, like, I don't doubt him. I mean, he's come off Sun and Baby Blue Falls, and you can tell he's been grinding, you know, really putting in the work in the studio, you know, in that time he was absent from the game. But yeah, guys, like, those tracks were fire, man. They were fire in all honesty. You know, just check out my reactions if you don't believe me. So even though Shane has come out saying that his album would be dropping like this year, at this point in time, right, like, it's highly unlikely that it will be dropping. I mean, we're already in December, and that's not to say that he still couldn't drop, which I would love for it to happen, but it's more likely that his album will be dropping early next year, if anything. But the release date aside, right, we finally getting a full-length project from him, and that's the most important factor, right? The fact that we get new music. So be out on the lookout for Shane Eagle and what he has to offer, you know, come next year. So now that we have discussed the artists who I guess are definitely dropping next year, we got to talk about the artists that need to drop in 2022. So first up, we got Nasty C. Now, Nasty has been a bit active this year, you know, coming out with a few features. I mean, we had Gotta Leave with Annika Kiana, Company with Indigo Stella, 40 Days, 40 Nights with Dax, and Why Me with Audio Mark and Blackie. So Nasty didn't leave the scene completely, you know. He's also come out with a huge single with Jack. But with all that said, right, it feels like he's gearing up for something big. And if I was a betting man, right, I would say he's got an album coming out next year. But this is just wishful thinking on my part. I mean, it's been over a year now since we got Zulu Man with Some Power. So it only makes sense that he drops next year. So if he happens to drop anything come next year, like, don't say I didn't warn you guys. So next up, we have Frank Casino. Now, if there's anyone, guys, if there's anyone who needs to drop next year, it's gotta be Frank. I mean, it feels like this nigga is just fading away. Now, I'm not sure what's been happening with Frank, but this nigga seems like he isn't interested in music at all. Now, I would like to believe like that isn't the case with him, but he's shown like no sign of returning to the game or even dropping a project anytime soon. But that's not to say that he still can't drop something next year. I mean, I really don't understand what the holdup is, because in all honesty, it feels like he's sabotaging his own career. I mean, the last full project we got from him was in 2018, and we're heading into 2022, guys. That's 4 years. That's 4 years of not feeding your fans sufficiently. Now, granted, Frank has been putting out music here and there. I mean, he actually put out a single this year with Ricky, and I think it was called Forever. Like, it was a really dope single, but regardless of that, he hasn't been active for the longest, and you never hear fans or critics ever speaking about him in general. I mean, at this current moment in time, right, like the cards are being shuffled with so many like new up and coming rappers on the scene right now, and the way Frank has been moving, he's definitely getting lost in the deck. But if he would like to change all of that, right, like dropping something would work to his favor. You know, feed your fans, bro. Give them a reason to support you. I mean, Frank Casino's a fucking dope rapper, and it's a shame that we barely get any new music from him. I mean, hopefully that changes next year, and hopefully he stays consistent with the output, but only time will tell at this point. So lastly, we got Jay Molly, and he's been absent from the game ever since the beginning of the year, but his absence hasn't been for no reason though. I mean, if you guys didn't know, he's been dealing with his mental health over the last couple of months, as he tweeted some cryptic and disturbing things, but thankfully he's been recovering, and with this time that he has been using to reset, I would like to think that he has also been using it to create. I mean, the things that you have been experiencing, you know, the hurts, the negative emotions, just everything that you've been feeling, like put it into the music. Like, let us understand what you've been going through, because at the end of the day, right, the best music is the one that the audience or listeners can relate to. You know, music with substance, you know, music that makes you feel. And I know Jesse is capable of giving that to us. It's just a matter of him being willing and ready, because I will say though, we are anticipating his return, but at the same time, right, there's only so much time that the listeners are willing to afford to you before they move on to the next hottest thing, which is currently in progress. So hopefully Jesse pulls through with some new music next year. Hopefully he comes back stronger and more motivated, because that's what I'm expecting. But I guess you'll have to wait and see come next year. But there you have it, guys. Some confirmed drops from Zucchini, Flame, and Shane. Who you looking forward to the most? And some drops from Nasty, Frank, and Jesse that need to happen come next year. I mean, who do you think needs to drop the most? Let me know down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to hit that like button if you found the content dope, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Anyways, guys, it's on to the next one. Peace.